We got work to do. We got work to do. Okay, number 13, I got Utah. It looked like they were going to struggle against Utah State and Bryson Barnes, who might have been on his revenge tour, but that didn't last for very long. Utah won that game 38-31. Without Cam Rising, Isaac Wilson, not bad. 20 of 33 for 239, 3 TDs, INT. That's a Bryson Barnes line. You know, beat your in-state rival. Good for you, right? Micah Bernard had 123 on 17 carries, 2 TDs, or 8 TDs, excuse me. Clemson was idle. Michigan, now, here's the thing. I just got done telling you that Arkansas State beat Tulsa. Okay? Arkansas State went up to Michigan. They got beat 28-18. But that's not the thing. The thing that gets me is Davis Warren got to start at quarterback for Michigan. Every pass that Davis Warren threw was caught by somebody. He was 11 of 14. It's just those 3 that he did not throw to the 11 Michigan Wolverines. He threw to Red Wolves, and he got the hook late, which is another way of saying they ain't got no quarterback at Michigan. And you got USC coming to your house. They definitely got a quarterback. Sherrone Moore needs to figure out what they doing at quarterback. And he needs to figure out, why is Kalel Mullings not the focal point of your offense from here on out? That is the best player on Michigan's offense. It ain't Colston Loveland. It damn sure ain't Donovan Edwards. It ain't Samaj. And it ain't Tyler. And it damn sure ain't one of them quarterbacks. It's Kalel Mullins. That dude had 153 yards on 53 rushes. That man rushed for all of 195 yards in 2023. He went for 92 against Fresno State. Didn't nobody do nothing against Texas. 153 against Arkansas State. Make that dude the focal point of your offense. I don't know what's... Do you realize that we put 7 on the cover of EA Sports' College Football 25, and I've yet to see 7 do much of anything? Somebody tell me what 7 is doing. I need to know. Right? Maybe there's something I don't know. Tell me what 7 is doing. Tell me what it is I'm missing. Because unless you got an Ohio State jersey on, or you play in the postseason, it don't seem to get much out of 7. Tell me what it is with 7. You know what I'm saying? I need to figure that part out. Okay? 16, I got LSU, but that's only because they survived South Carolina. I again say, if Lenora Sellers was able to continue to play the rest of that game, feels like South Carolina is going to get that upset. They look good. LSU, though, as much as I want to be nice about what Garrett Nussmeier has done, 300 yards in the first game against SC, 300 yards against Nichols, 285, 2 TDs and a pick against South Carolina today. He's averaging 298.3 yards per game passing. It's also because he has to. Like, they had a little bit of a run game today, but not much. But it's also because the Blake Baker defense just ain't good. This is now 2 straight years of LSU defense being soft. S-A-W-F-T, soft. They gave up 243 on the ground to South Carolina today. Okay, cool. South Carolina, they got Lenore Sellers. They got Rocket Sanders. Maybe they got a good offensive line, right? They also gave up 150 to Nichols last week. Nichols ain't supposed to be rushing for no 150 yards on no LSU defense. That's never supposed to happen. You're supposed to hand Nichols this check, and they're supposed to say, thank you, sir, appreciate you. Not run for 150 over you. And I got to see a little bit of what Harold Perkins was doing today. He showed up in a big way. But it was Kennard and Dylan Stewart that was the focus. Kyle Kennard was like, why y'all talking so much about Dylan Stewart? I'm the man here. I'm the man here. I'm in Garrett Nussmeier's lap. South Carolina got a squad. I don't know that they're going to win much of anything, Pat. I mean, it's going to be one of the hardest 7-5 teams you've ever seen. You know, but that's just being in the SEC this year. It's tough. Going on the road in the SEC is becoming a real thing. Ask Georgia about going to Kentucky. Ask LSU about going to South Carolina. You know, I hope ask Tennessee about coming to Oklahoma. Hello. That's the part that nobody wanted to say at Oklahoma, so I'm going to say it. OU has its first 4 games at home. Normally, that means Oklahoma is going to be 4-0 because Oklahoma, Memorial Stadium, the Palace on the Prairie, celebrating 100 years, is a fortress most of the time. Most of the time, it's fortress. You don't come in there expecting to get no W's. You come in there expecting to leave with all your men. I don't know how Tennessee is feeling about coming into this. I know that I have I'm telling anybody to listen. Tennessee is not going to give you the benefit of starting slow. That's not going to happen. They're going to go after your throat, and they're going to keep slicing until they get it. Okay? I don't see that out of LSU. And Brian Kelly over here grabbing his forehead, that ain't helping nobody. Your kids breathe that body language, man. I continue to say this. It's easier to be on someone's side than it is to ask them what their problem is. Mostly because players, and I consider myself a player, we're always hardest on ourselves. We know what the assignment is. We know when we executed it. We know when we didn't. And I sure as hell don't need you coming in my ear telling me what bad I did. I need you to pick me up. Hey, man, here's something you did well. Here's something we can work on, right? Let's get 2 positives and a negative. 2 positives and a negative. I guarantee you we probably not going to hear them 2 positives, but it's going to weigh the same. You know, you're going to pick it up. You're going to give it some time. And you really got to try to protect them because I think his body language is all wrong. It makes me feel bad because it doesn't even feel like when you do something well that he's going to lose his mind. And that's one of the things I got to say about Shane Beamer that I love. Like, we call that dude Ted Lasso. It don't really fit because he's actually a harder dude than Ted Lasso. But when they make plays, Shane is jumping up and down, and he is hugging the hell out of his players. He is living and dying with them. That's a guy you want to play for. I mean, you can coach me as hard as you want to, but when I make a play, if you're the first person to come see me, like Chris Kleiman, when Dylan Edwards ran one back against Arizona, when DJ Giddens got into the end zone, that's the stuff, man. I need more of that out of Brian Kelly. Go find you a Garrett Nussmeier and hug that man to death. Find you a Kyron Lacey. Build that boy up. Find you a Caden Durham. Clutch his insides, man. That's the stuff. Be somebody fun uncle out there, dog. That's what I try to do. I love doing this because I get to be everybody's uncle. It's fun. You know what I'm saying? Somebody else got to be the parent biting their fingernails off. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be over here going, no, that's my nephew. You know what I'm saying? That's my niece. That's fun. Be somebody uncle. You the head coach. You the head coach at Louisiana State University. Tell me how that's not fun. Ed Orgeron knew that was fun. You know what I'm saying? And won a national championship because he knew that was fun. Brian Kelly said he wanted to come to LSU because he wants some of that national championship stuff. You look at Nick Saban, I'm going, yeah, all right. Not everybody can be what Nick Saban is. Matter of fact, I would say you should leave Nick Saban alone as a stereotype, okay? Only he, or excuse me, as an archetype, not a stereotype. As an archetype, you should probably leave that alone. Embrace the fun. You know, like, I'm going to point to Shane Beamer again. They had a block punt today against LSU. Man came flying up the middle, got his hands on the football. Maybe it was a legal play, maybe it wasn't. But the way I looked at it, I saw Shane Beamer lose his mind on the block punt and then point to the crowd going, look at what you did. Look at what you've allowed for. Look at how you have given us the advantage that we asked for at Williams-Brice. And that, man, that's charging up that fan base. Like, everybody in Williams-Brice is like, yeah, I'm playing too. See? I'm on the field too. This is how I make myself heard. But the dude that made the punt block, they had this great cutaway where ESPN got this footage from South Carolina of Shane Beamer pointing out and said, hey, look, I saw you running 21 miles an hour in the game last week. You better run 22 miles an hour to the bursar office to get your refund on your tuition because you on scholarship. And everybody lost their mind. That's how you do it right there, baby. That's what I'm talking about. You're gonna win a lot of battles with me paying somebody's tuition. You just are. I mean, right now, great example, Vanderbilt, love you. You heard me talk about Vanderbilt in July. I don't give a damn no more. You know why? They got Opportunity Vanderbilt. Opportunity Vanderbilt has said, hey, if your parents make less than $150,000 a year, we're going to comp you. Because you got in, you enrolled, we're going to make sure you graduate. Oh, my God. You paying for kids to go to school, you going to have me. You going to have me. Especially kids that had to put in, like walk-ons. You're paying for school and you playing football? Walked on onto the track team at TU, right? Walked on to the cheerleading squad at TU. I need the scholarship money, right? I'm saying anything I could do. I'm working at Pep Boys. I'm moving furniture. I'm waiting tables. I'm tired as hell. My senior year, I took 18 hours in back-to-back semesters. I still had to take a summer class to graduate, dog. Like, that's what it was. I still managed to get a 3.8. Working 12-hour days going to school. So you're going to get a lot out of me when you find a walk-on that is worthy. And if I'm a head coach, man, I make millions of dollars. I might have 2 or 3 walk-ons just every year. Pay that dude's tuition. Just pay it. I don't give a damn. Pay that dude's tuition. We'll take care of whatever else we got to do later. I need LSU and Brian Kelly to have more of that. Kansas State proved to be one of the class teams in the Big 12. They beat Arizona 31-7 in a non-conference matchup because it's a non-conference matchup when they made it, so it doesn't count toward the Big 12 conference title. But, it is what it is. Arizona turns out to be just Noah Fafita and Teteroa McMillan in parts. It's not really good. Kansas State, they got sunshine out there. Every time I see Avery Johnson, I see a short black man playing basketball. I apologize for that, Avery Johnson, but I got to call you Sunshine because I can't say Avery Johnson with a straight face yet. You know what I'm saying? It's going to take me a little while. Plus, they call him Sunshine out there. He got that long, flowing blonde hair. He drive a purple Corvette. Here's my thing about driving a purple Corvette. If it's an automatic, get out of my face. Get out of my face. My MR2 Spider is a standard. It's millennial proof. It's Zoomer proof is what it is. Okay? Drive your Corvette. At least make it make it Zoomer proof. Okay? Learn to use a clutch. And if you want to know how to use a clutch, are you really from Kansas? Are you really from Oklahoma? We drive tractors. We drive trucks. What do you mean you don't know how to use a clutch? Can you park a trailer? Can you? Can you park a trailer? Can you drive a dually? Do you know how to hitch? No? If I got to put my U-Haul on the back of your truck, could you do it? That's all I'm asking. Don't drive an automatic. And I've been through Kansas. I've been through Manhattan. What you doing with a Corvette on them streets in Aggieville, dog? Like, I was looking at him going, why you got a Corvette? Get that man a tricked out F-150, F-250. Oh, my God, yes. I mean, come on, man. Lean in to being a farmer. That's what it is. It is an ag school, and you got a Corvette. Anyway, he played well, man. 153 yards passing, 110 yards on the ground. He looked like the real deal. You could see why nobody at Kansas State was mad about Will Howard going to Ohio State. I got Oklahoma at 18. I've talked about them, 34-19 against Tulane. Defense is not giving up more than 14 points in any game this year. That's a great sign. That's who Oklahoma is this year. It's a lot like the 2000 team, I hope, where the defense is leading the way and the offense gets out of the way. So be complimentary to the defense. That's all I'm asking the offense to do at this point because I don't think we got the horses. We can't be scoring 40 on nobody in this year. We're just not going to have it. It's going to be whatever Jackson Arnold's got that day, whatever we can get from the running back room that day, and whatever Deion Burks can do that day. That's what it's going to be. And that's with the offensive line is halfway decent. I got Illinois at 21. They beat Central Florida 30-9. They also got a ranked win last week against Kansas. They are 3-0. They get Nebraska, who's also 3-0 for the first time since 2016, in Big Ten play on Saturday. The last time that Nebraska started 3-0, they rose to number 7 in the country, and we're 7-0. We also looking at Nebraska as perhaps being 7-0 when they got to maybe get beat like a drum against Ohio State. It's possible. You should probably plan for it, Husker fans. I got Iowa State at 22. They were idle. Nebraska at 23. They made light work of Northern Iowa. Notre Dame decided that they got tired of me talking about them putting money in the bag against Northern Illinois, getting embarrassed at their house, so they went to Purdue's house and embarrassed them at theirs, 66-7. They rushed for 6 TDs. They rushed for 362 yards. 278 of those came in the first damn half. I got UNLV at the 25 spot. They are 3-0. They got a great win on the road on Friday night against Kansas. They 23-20. The offense is a dumpster fire. Brendan Marion. He got to figure that out. Matthew Sluga can't be trusted to throw the ball now. Nobody to nobody. Ricky White was the third most prolific receiver in the country last year behind Rome Odunze and Malik Neighbors. That man had 3 catches for 4 yards against Kansas. You got to find a different way to get that man a football. It has to happen. That's got to work. Last thing I want to get up out of here on is we got to talk about, well, it's not just that Toledo beat Mississippi State at Davis Wade 41-17. It's that the Bulldogs paid $1.2 million for the privilege. Mississippi State, I said you been had. I said you been took. I said you been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok. This is what he does. Toledo, the Rockets, Chuck Ely. Put the shimmy in the shag. Mississippi State. Put the money in the bag. And we out. I'll catch y'all on the flip side on Sunday. We'll do another live show. Take a look at the week ahead. That's it for me. Deuces.